Welcome back to Hooks and Yarn and One Row Wonders. Today we're going to show you how to do these very simple pot holders. You can also use these stitches with a soft string, and you can actually turn these into dishcloths. You can use a lovely cotton yarn, 100% cotton yarn, and you can make these into washcloths to use in the shower or the bathtub, or use them to wash your children as well. They're nice and soft and very delicate. So these pot holders, I did mine to 10 inches. I did the chain to 10 inches wide, and I've done 10 inches tall, and that is big enough for what I need. You can make these bigger or smaller if you want. You can also use them to make placemats. They make very good place settings on a table. If you do your chain a little longer, you can set a plate on it. You can use smaller ones to place your cups on. You can make a whole table setting out of these as well. They're very pretty. You can easily do these stitches much longer and bigger and do them into blankets and throws, bedspreads, pillowcases, you name it. You can give this a try with these two very simple stitches. So the first pot holder we're going to do is this one. Now you can crochet any number of stitches. Any number of stitches. Now I'm going to leave a decent sized tail to stitch in at the end. Now do your chain any size you want. This is enough to show you how to do this stitch. Even though this is a one row repeat, there is a base row to do just to set up the pattern. So into the second stitch in your chain, you're going to put a single crochet. And put one single crochet into each stitch in the chain. So I'm going to put my last single crochet into my last stitch. Now pull your loop a little bit bigger than you need it. Pull it up. This way you'll get nice straight edges. Turn your work around. Now we're going to do this one row repeat. This is your base row. So at the beginning and at the end of every row, you'll put one full single crochet. And all the stitches in between, we're going to use that front loop only. We're going to put a single crochet in only the front loop. Now those are your stitches, the top of your stitches. They look like a V. Now we're only going to use that front loop. But in your very first stitch, you're going to put one single crochet into every stitch along until you get to the end. You're going to use the front loop only. Now pick up the front loop and do your single crochet. One into each stitch all the way along. Now I'm at my last stitch. Now I'm going to go through the whole stitch. Catch the two loops at the end and do your single crochet. Pull your stitch up. Pull it up to maybe about just over ½ an inch and turn your work. And you're going to do a single crochet into this first stitch. Now again, one single crochet into the front loop only the front loop of that top stitch. Do a single crochet, and this is the rows you'll keep repeating. Just keep repeating this row. Now into the last stitch in the row, you go right through the whole stitch, so you've got two pieces of yarn on your hook, and do your single crochet as normal. Pull your loop up and turn your work and do a single crochet into the very first stitch. And again, you'll use only the front loop of your stitches and do a single crochet into each stitch, just that one loop, and work your way along and do your piece as big as you want it to be. So once you've got the pot holder to the size that you want it to be, all I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a chain just to make a hanging up hoop, a loop so that we can hang the pot holder up. I'm going to chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. I don't want to make the loop of the pot holder too long. I don't want it to catch anywhere. So I'm going to go back down into this stitch here and pull through my yarn. I'll pull that up a little bit. I'm going to cut the tail end and I'm going to pull it through. I'll get my darning needle and I'm going to sew my end in, and that is your pot holder finished. Now you can use this really easy stitch to do placemats the same. You can do some placemats in the same stitch. A little one row wonder, just one row, a one row repeat. So I'm just stitching through and leaving a loop, and that way I can hang it up, and it's not too big, so it's not going to catch on anything when you're using it. Now you can do this one row stitch for cushion covers. They'll make beautiful cushion covers. Use any yarn you want and just use the hook that's on the label of the yarn that you are going to use. And that is my pot holder finished. But they're very simple, very pretty and very practical too. So to do this one row wonder, we're going to do our chain in sets of 3. Any number of sets of 3 that you want for the item that you're going to make. If it's a blanket, do it in sets of 3 until it's the width that you want. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Then we'll add 1 extra stitch. 1 extra stitch. You're going to go into the second stitch in the chain, and we're going to make a cluster of stitches. So count 1, 2. Now first of all you're going to do a single crochet. A single crochet. Now you're going to do a half double crochet. So put your yarn over and go into the same stitch and do a half double crochet. So you've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and come through the 3 loops. Now you're going to do a double crochet into the same space. 1 double crochet. You're going to skip 2 stitches. 1, 2, and you're going to do that cluster again. A single crochet, a half double crochet and a double crochet. So skip 1, 2, do a single crochet, a half double crochet and a double crochet into the same stitch. Skip 2 and do your cluster again. 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, so you've got 3 loops on, and come through the 3 of them, and then a double crochet. That's your yarn over into that same space, yarn over through 2 loops, yarn over and through 2 loops, and it makes this little cluster. Skip 2 and do the cluster again all the way along. Now it doesn't matter if you've got 3 stitches left or 2 stitches left. Into the last stitch you're going to put 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Now you're going to pull your stitch up to about half an inch and turn your work around. So this next row is the row that you'll keep repeating. That's your base row done, and it's just set us up for the pattern, and we're going to do this one row over and over again. So what you're going to do now is you're going to skip the first stitch, and into the next stitch you're going to do that cluster. So you're going to put a single crochet, a half double crochet and a double crochet. You're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and into the next stitch you're going to do that cluster. So skip 2 stitches and do a single crochet, a half double crochet and a double crochet. Skip 2 stitches, you're going to do a single crochet, a half double crochet and a double crochet. Skip 2 stitches and then do your cluster. Single crochet, a half double and a double. Skip 2 and do the cluster again all the way along. Now when you get to the end, into the last stitch, you're going to do a cluster. So into that last stitch you're going to do a single crochet, your half double crochet and your double. Pull your stitch up and turn. Now you're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and into the next one you're going to do your cluster. That's a single, a half double and a double all the way along, and that is the one row you'll keep repeating. Pull your stitch up and turn. Skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and into the third one you'll do your cluster. And that is the one row you'll keep repeating. So you'll be making your next cluster in the end, the small single crochet of the one in the row below you. So I've done 17 rows on my pot holder. You can do more if you want. Now you don't need to do anything to the edge. It's nice and neat the way it is. Now I'm going to put a hoop on this pot holder so I can hang it up, or if you want to use this for a shower scrubby or a bath scrubby, a washcloth, you can use it for that. You can even make this out of nice cotton yarn, and you can use these for washing your dishes as well. You just need to throw it into the washing machine and it will wash perfectly. Now I'm going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now down into the bottom here I'm going to slip stitch. Just slip it through. I'm going to cut my yarn. Don't make your hoop too big. You don't want it so big that it's going to catch on any pot handles if you're using it as a pot holder. The hoop is just so that you can hang it up. Now I'm going to get my darning needle and sew in my ends. Now you can use any yarn you like. Just use the hook size it tells you on your yarn label. Or you can experiment with different hook sizes. A bigger hook will get you a lacy open pattern, and a small hook will get you a nice dainty tight material type of work. This is beautiful for blankets. Now I'm going to cut my tail off, just a few stitches to hold that in. I'll put a few stitches down here in the bottom to stitch in this tail end. Just a few over stitches, just sew them over, and then you can sew it back so your end doesn't come out. These are wonderful for children to use as washcloths. And that is your second little pot holder or washcloth or shower or bath scrubby. And here is the other one that I showed you as well. These are really pretty. So that's how easy it is to make a pot holder or a washcloth or even a dishcloth. Change the yarn and you'll get a completely different look with these items. Make them bigger. You can make them into bedspreads, throws, pillowcases, cushion covers, table runners, you name it. With these 2 easy 1 row repeat stitches, you can make a multitude of household items with these. So thank you very much for watching Hooks and Yarn with 1 Row Wonders. Please subscribe to the channel and help it to grow. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment as well, and if you click on the bell icon, YouTube will tell you when we put up another 1 Row Wonder.